everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be. My name is Marva B. I am the host, and I am the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine. This is the Black Link Experience. I'd like to welcome Jersey to our platform today. Jersey, welcome. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you so much, Marva, for having me on.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited. You are very welcome. Go ahead and tell the people who you are and what you do.
Of course. My name is Jersey, or I go by Jersey. I'm a creative director, award-nominated choreographer, host of Black Culture to Break Down, and an entrepreneur. So I wear many hats, but I guess you can just call me an overall Renaissance man.
That'll work. That'll work. So often we wear so many different hats. And so that keeps us kind of busy, keeps us kind of busy. But I'm so thankful that you accepted, the invitation to be here. And so I just want to kind of get into your experience and your journey in this industry. So let's talk a little bit about the creative and the choreography piece of this.
But a choreographer is someone that basically creates routines or creates pieces. It may be dance or non-dance, because you can choreograph even how somebody walks or choreograph how somebody interacts with somebody. So that's what I do as a choreographer. I help create the vision for whoever the director or the bigger person in charge is. As a creative director is the next piece to being a choreographer, and you oversee the entire project. What hair looks like, what makeup looks like, the wardrobe, the entire thing that goes into making the production pop. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So exactly what I do. I got started doing choreography later on in my career because you have to dance first. So I did a lot of dancing first.
Okay.
And then I always had a knack for, I think I really want to tap into seeing what I can do. And I want to kind of see what I can create. And I started creating, I started making all my stuff. And I was like, all right. And I got people that was interested, that believed in what I was doing, that was like, hey, we'll try your choreography. And I was able to kind of see it on other dancers' bodies. And I love that feeling. I love feeling like people got something from what I was teaching them. I love seeing what I created came to on somebody else. And I also just love the fact of expression. Dance is such a dope expression. It's an exchange.
Wow, it's so interesting because most of the time I talk to artists, musical artists, producers, and things like that, but never been able to speak to the choreographer, right? What motivated you to get into dance? Was it something as you grew up that you were just doing? When did you know that this was going to be like your career choice?
That's an interesting question. I just know I wanted to be in entertainment. I love entertainment. I love the arts. I love acting. I love dancing. I just like to see what it is that how they move, how they create their projects, why people are drawn into what it is that they do creatively and personally. So it always intrigued me being an artist. So, I just grew up, I'm from Jamaica, born and raised. Growing up and just having that culture, and Jamaicans love dance, and dance hall is a huge part of our culture. But I knew that I wanted to figure out how to tap into a hip hop space, the R&B space, and with a lot of the Caribbean roots that I have, and be able to see how I can transcend and create a lane for myself. And I've been able to do that, and I've been really fortunate for that. But dance is really, really beautiful, and that's the reason why I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I love watching it. I love doing it. It's a great workout.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So tell me, we talk about this industry of entertainment, and a lot of times, there's all we see on this side are the glitz and the glamour, not the hard work. So my question to you would be, what experiences have you had in the background? Let me tell you why I'm asking. A lot of times we get the stories of the griminess of the business. What, if any, experiences have you had that you can share with someone that wants to get into this business?
Well, this business, like you said, is very grimy, and you have to be very on a swivel, because you have to be able to watch your front, your side, your back. You got to be able to make sure you're protecting your best interest, which is you. As a dancer, as a choreographer, and then getting into creative direction, you have to protect the integrity of your brand. And a lot of times people just want you, I'm going to say this, starting off as a dancer, dancers are at the bottom of the totem pole in terms of how we are respected.
Yes.
They don't respect it. They give us the least amount of pay. We are disregarded. If there's a budget that has to be cut, they cut the dancers. Dancers don't get a proper wardrobe. It's a lot that goes into it. But we work the most amount of hours. We are basically accessories there to make whichever is your favorite artist look better on stage, because you can't be on stage that's basically like about 100 feet wide by yourself.
Yeah.
So dancers help fill out the stage. They help build the character. They help make the show sell. You understand? Mm-hmm. People come to Beyoncé sing and dance. You know what I'm saying? People come to see Janet Jackson dance. You know, understand? So people have to be mindful of that, but we don't get respected in that way. So there's a lot of griminess that goes on, and it still happens. Like you'll get booked for a gig by a major artist, and what they're trying to pay you is $100. Huh? How is the artist making $3 million? So the dancers don't really make a lot of money. You understand? And unless you're signed, or unless you have a manager that's really working for you, but even then, they still don't make a lot of money. These artists do not like to carve out a proper budget that is going to be able to sustain a dancer's career and needs. You understand? They don't really put that as a priority. And I don't know why.
I'm confused as to why. I wouldn't even think, had I not talked to you, I would not have thought a dancer didn't make, what they're worth.
No, a dancer should be making, I'm not saying the same exact thing as an artist, right, but it should be similar in range, because we are really putting our limbs on the line.
Yes.
It's literally cardio. Sometimes these shows are 3 hours. You're dancing the entire show. You know what I'm saying? And it's physically draining. It breaks your body down. It's fun. It's what you love to do. It's the work that you put in. But I feel like it's not reciprocated. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up.
Do you think it's because they can just grab a dancer from anywhere? Like, people are so desperate to get in it. They love it so much, and they can just grab, somebody that's going to do it. But I would think that they wanted the quality as well, not just somebody I can grab that wants to be a part of this show and I can just pay them something, but give me the quality and their, the whole package.
You know what? I definitely do think that, because there's so many dancers. And you audition and they put numbers on you. So you go through the elimination process. And you know what I'm saying, that you feel like you're not good enough or whatever. So then it's like, when somebody does pick you, you're like, what's the pay? Oh, it's $150. And you're like, okay, I'll just take it. You understand? Because you feel like you're not worth anything more than that. It's a psychological thing. But a part of my mission is to really be able to change that narrative and be able to teach dancers how to build a brand and how to be able to take their skills, their worth, their self to the next level, so they can be paid the worth that they're supposed to be paid.
Yeah. Coming in as a newbie, right? They even try to get you to compromise yourself, let alone the pay, just to get that position or be able to sign or whatever. And you have to stick to your morals and your values, whatever your morals and your values. And it may take you a little longer to get where you're trying to go, but you're not compromising your integrity. So are you telling me $150 for the whole show?
I cast a lot.
Right.
So I deal with these artists directly, and they'll be like, we got budget for makeup, we got budget for wardrobe, we got budget for hair, we got budget for the location, we got a small budget for dancers, but I want you to give me 50 dancers. What?
Okay.
And that's always the same story. And me negotiating what a dancer is worth versus what they ask for the budget. So it'll go from 5 dancers down to 3 dancers. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, well, tell the dancers that they can bring their own wardrobe. Then it's like, let them do their own hair, let them do their own makeup. And, it's a lot.
And then you have to go negotiate it.
and I have to go and negotiate it. Absolutely.
That makes me.
So, and that's the part of being a creative director that is definitely the bigger piece of putting the entire show together. So when an artist books me to be like, hey, this is my vision for the show, this is my vision for the music video, or this is my vision for whatever they're trying to put together, we start to go through the numbers, all right? And then we start to figure out how we starting to put the project, the pieces, the components together to make this the best thing we can. Yeah. And dancers usually, they want the most out of dancers, and they usually always have the lowest budget for them. And I don't understand why. Yeah. Hopefully we can change.
Hopefully that can change, because I feel like with me just on the outside looking in, the dancers make the show. Like they're part of that. When you see the artists get in sync with those dancers and how those dancers are all on key and all the work that they have to put in it, it just, I'm just taken aback. I wonder, that makes me wonder, are the background singers, is that budget low for the background singers as well?
Well, you know what? That would be an interesting conversation. That may be something I would like to even visit, to even have a conversation with the background singer.
I would. All right. So moving on, that just kind of makes me sad. But anyway, moving on, let's talk about some of your great experiences. What are some of the big stages that you've been on, the big names that you've worked with, and how did you make those connections?
Oh, wow. I've done quite a few things.
Yeah.
I with Lisa in the Coat Jam.
Yeah.
Danced with Cassie. We were signed to Bad Boys. I did a Guinness World Record holder with MTV. And I hold that record with Queen Bee, Beyoncé herself. I've done stuff with Ciara on MTV. I've worked with quite a few artists, opened up for Mac Wiles and K Michelle. So, I've done quite a bit, as a dancer, and then moving into choreography and creative direction. I've directed this Caribbean artist. Her name is Arita. Recently, I just worked with this artist. He's a Billboard artist right now. His name is Jay Brown. I just directed his 2 projects. That's going to be coming out soon. So I've been doing a lot of work with just building my portfolio as well. But dance is such a humbling experience, because when you think you're good, there's always somebody better. Yeah. So really work, and I'm grateful to be able to work with the people that I've been able to work with. A lot of dope dancers in New York City, and I'm excited to see where this new generation and where this next wave kind of goes.
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about your Guinness World Record? Tell me how that came about. That's a huge, big deal.
Yeah. It was cool. It was back in 2015. MTV reached out to me as a dancer and said, hey, we're working on this project. It was top secret at the time. Yeah. And we just need you to dance for a long period of time. And I was like, okay, I'll come in and I'll do it. So then when they got closer to it, they were like, yeah, so you're going to be dancing. It's called the Beyoncé Dance-a-Thon. You can Google it, actually. And we pretty much was going to be dancing the Beyoncé music for 24 hours. You understand? So they booked me to be the last hour of the show. So I got to close out the 24th hour of the 24-hour relay to all Beyonce music. It was dope. It was in Times Square in the MTV studios, and Nick Lachey was a part of it. So it was major. Todrick Hall, who was Taylor Swift's choreographer.
Oh, okay.
He was also the host, and he presented the award. And it was a fun experience.
Every dancer don't get to wake up and say, look at this experience that I had, and now in the Guinness Book of World Records. Congratulations and kudos to you for that.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So you've worked with a lot of big names. Tell me, today mental health has been in the forefront of every family's lives, it seems like. How do you manage your mental and working so hard and, being able to stay mentally stable?
I think every day that's still a process. I'm still trying to figure out how to take my mentals to be, as calm as I can be, so I can be able to be the best version of me for myself and the best version of me for my staff and for the people that basically depend on me to kind of do what I do. So it's difficult, but I think it's really hard to get up and not know what the next day is going to bring. It is crazy to turn the TV on and not know what you're going to see on the news, or what you're scrolling and see on Instagram. Who, you know what I'm saying? I feel like every time I turn my phone on, I'm nervous that someone's going to be telling me that somebody passed away.
Yeah.
It's literally been like a phobia recently. Like, oh, like text me, I don't want to check. So mental health is important. I pray a lot. I dance a lot. You know what I'm saying? Meditate. I watch good content. I watch documentaries. I try to feed my brain and try to just, stay away from all that negativity. I plan. I'm always working on my business, so I'm never not working. So for me, that keeps my mental just on the up and up. And I have bad days. We all have bad days.
Yeah.
But I try my hardest to just keep that bad day just that day, and I move forward to the next day.
Yeah, I love that, because it's just not just in the entertainment business, it's across the board for everybody. And we just have to find mechanisms to say, today is about me, and I got to make sure I'm good, because you have a staff. And if you're not good, it's a trickle effect. It could affect your staff, and I try to be mindful of my family and the people around me. So you got to take the time to breathe. And then the industry that you guys are in is not an easy industry to be in. I mean, it's fun. You're doing what you love to do, but there's a lot that comes with that. And so we often hear about the mental breakdown, and just want to check in and say, Jersey, how you doing? How are you maintaining? Are you okay? Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm definitely always grateful to just be around positive people. And I'm going to say that the dance community that I'm around be positive, and we all keep each other grounded, because it takes a team, it takes a village to be able to go to the next level. And I don't do anything, and I don't claim to do everything by myself. So I think that's been what's been really holding me together, as well as the team. So I'm grateful for them as well.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. So yeah, we need each other. And you're right. Who we surround ourselves with, what we feed our minds, that matters. So we got to make sure that we're putting out good, so good will come to us. What do you have currently going on today? Like, what do you have in the next, say, month or 3 months, 6 months coming up?
Well, we just talked about the dance side of me, but I really am super excited about my show, Black Culture Breakdown. So it's an Instagram live show that I do every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Instagram Live. And it literally taps in with Black excellence, Black culture at its pinnacle, and putting the culture to the next level, getting information so we can bring ourselves to the next level. I have dope conversations with some of the biggest names in entertainment. And it's been a beautiful journey. I'm getting ready to do season 3, and I'm going to just release that with you now. We're going to be back October 3rd, this Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Okay, on my Instagram Live. And, yeah, and I'm excited about, I'm not going to release the guests yet, but I'm going to be announcing which guests I'm going to be having on there soon. But the past 2 seasons have been super beautiful. I've had about 30 episodes each season, so I'm about 60 episodes in, and I've had people from Lily Lyons from SWV. I've had Jason from Hollywood Unlocked, Raheem Devon. I've had so many dope people come on the show and just share their experiences and how they've gotten to where they're at. And, it's been a motivation for me and an inspiration for me, because I looked up to a lot of these people growing up, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people are the reason why I dance. I got a chance to interview Tito Jackson's son.
Yay.
You know what I'm saying? And his name is slipping my head right now. His name is slipping my head right now. TJ Jackson.
TJ. Yeah.
And he was a part of the group 3T.
Yes.
And it just blew my mind, because my mom played their music growing up. You know what I'm saying? So to have the opportunity to talk to him, and he was giving exclusive stories on Michael Jackson and growing up around him, and advice that he's giving him.
Anyway, that's interesting about your show. Tell me, what made you come up with the show? Like, why? what motivated you to create that show, to have those type of conversations?
Well, when the pandemic hit, we were just all quiet. So I have a school called Lotus Creations Academy, and it's located in Brooklyn. It's a nonprofit organization that caters to the community. But when COVID hit and we weren't able to cater to the community, I had to find something else to do. But I just tapped into my connections. I was like, I've worked with a lot of artists. I've, met so many people along my journey, because, my school used to be sponsored by HBO. So I used to get asked to go to the film festivals, and I would meet a lot of people at the film festivals. And I just kind of kept in contact and networking. For anybody that wants to do anything in this world, no matter what industry you are in, networking is the key. No matter how good or how bad you are at what you do, you meet the right person, you can go anywhere. But anyways, back to the story. I definitely was like, I need to find something to do, and I want to figure out how to help people during this pandemic. So I just had a show called Black Break Down, and I just started getting people to come on and talk about their experiences and what they have next and how they've been able to, if they, so a lot of people have reached a high level of success. So I would like to ask the certain questions. How did you make your money? What are the steps to get into this industry? What are some of the downfalls we should expect that we don't see that happens behind the scenes? And I like to have those.
Yes, I love that. That's why I'm always in tune to, because, there are tons and tons of people that want to get in the industry, whatever industry is. It doesn't have to be entertainment, whatever industry, but there's a ton of people doing what you're trying to do. And it's always good to get someone that's experienced that to come on and say, this is what I had to go through. And if we can help somebody avoid going through anything that might hinder them, then I'm always open to, sharing these interviews. That's why I love, speaking to people like yourself that can say, listen, it hasn't always been a bed of roses, but you can get through, this is how I did it.
And everybody has a unique experience. I'm learning that because people ask me for advice all the time, which, by the way, I have a surprise coming up too. I'm, going to be putting something out soon that people can get the knowledge and what's going on here. But people ask me a lot of questions. How do you do this? How are you able to connect with these people? And how are you able to? And I'm like, you just have to make sure whatever you're doing makes sense to you and it makes sense to other people.
I love that.
Because nobody wants to be a part of anything that's chaotic, crazy, organized. It just needs to make sense. You know what I'm saying? And even if, because, there's different levels, everybody, some people are intellectual, some people are more visual, some people, so there's different, but it just needs to make sense.
Just needs to make sense. People always ask me, how were you able to interview that person? How did you connect with that person? It was none of me and all of God, and I just stayed grounded to who I am. I build relationships and I take care of my relationships, and I network, and it just happened to work out. But I think it's very important that when you have a relationship with whoever, and if I don't see you, Jerzey, for the next 10 years, when I see you again, I want us to come together just like this again. It was a good relationship. We walked away, but when we came back together, it's the same relationship, I think that's how it's levels to this. And I think that's how you level up. And people are willing to help you. People helped me. I didn't do it by myself. So I'm mindful to try to help the next person, right? And keep the chaos and the drama away. I will walk away. If it's drama and chaos, I will walk away. And we're going to be following you because we want to support one another. I feel like it's very important that we continue to support one another to help each other level up. If we don't support each other, then who will, So go ahead. With that said, tell the people how they can find you on all social media sites, including your show.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can find me at theonlyjersey.com for all things Black culture. If you want to get on the show, if you want to be a sponsor on the show, please submit. If you want to be able to, submit some questions, I'll ask them on the show. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at The Only Jersey. and I would subscribe, follow, and like back.
Oh, I love you, Jersey. Yay. I love what you do. I love your energy. And again, we'll be following you. We cannot wait to get your story also in the magazine. So we got some work to do. But in the meantime, we wish you nothing but continued success, and continue to bring people up, reach back and bring people up, and let's support one another. That's what I have. Other than that, what last thing would you leave with somebody this is somebody that's really in a place of wanting to get in entertainment? Because as we said before, entertainment, you have to have thick skin. So what would you, if someone came to you today and said, Jersey, I want in, what is your advice that you're going to give them?
You gotta, that's it, stay in. Stay in. Don't back down. Don't give up when it gets tough. Oh, I'm done. I want to quit. Oh, I don't want to do it no more. I changed my mind. I don't have time for stuff like that.
No excuses.
You want to be a part of something, and that's what you said. Your word is everything. And I take people's word really seriously. So, and if you put out there that I'm going to drop a clothing line, I'm going to hold you to that word if you're going to drop in your clothing line. If you go back on that, I know I can never do business with you because you don't know how to hold your.
I love that. Thank you, Jersey, so much again for being here. I'm glad that we got a chance to connect. You guys go out and follow Jersey. Click on his Instagram, his social media, hit like, share it, and let's support one another. So you guys, we're going to get out of here for now, but remember, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.
God bless.